So the Salmon house at Red Clay Center is where the year-long residents stay. And it has a large apartment upstairs and 2 small apartments downstairs. And it's been many things over the years. It's been a convent. It's been a funeral parlor. And we don't really introduce the idea, because a lot of people don't believe in ghosts. They would never, if a door shuts, if a light turns on, they wouldn't think of it. But pretty much the beginning of every year, when the residents change, some activity starts. And usually a resident will eventually say, hey, something's happening. Can I ask you about this? And then we're open and we talk about it, and that this will go away. There's nothing to be afraid of. But there's a man in a blue suit who usually checks them out, and sometimes knocks things off the shelves or does things. So a little later, and we've heard this for many years now, about 10 years. Right in the beginning, there's some activity, and then it calms down. And a friend of mine in town who's a nurse was talking to me, and I said, yeah, our residents live over here in this building. And she said, oh, I used to be a caregiver for an older couple in that building. And I said, really? Tell me about them. She said, oh, well, they're very formal, very nicely dressed. I said, oh, did he wear a suit? Oh, yes. So that, I know the woman who used to care for the man in the blue suit who is still living, or not living, at the Salmon house.
And does it scare the residents? Or is it just like he's around?
I think some of them are a little startled at first, and and they make art about it. There's art every year about the man in the blue suit. So again, is it a legend? Sometimes pre-existing residents will tell the next resident, but I almost don't want them, because some people don't have anything happen, and some people have a little activity.
What is it about Red Lodge that has this history of interacting with spirits, like the mediums?
Well, I think that the town has some bad history to it. There was it was a coal mining town, and there's a lot of, over the tops of the buildings there were brothels. I think a lot of times it's just an old place with a lot of agitation. I don't know why.
It was probably pretty rough to live out here,
in the West. Mm-hmm. A lot of people lived and died, and I think it's more just in the world of, if you're open to talking about this, things kind of come out of the woodwork, and people want to tell you a story, or they feel comfortable enough telling you what they're into, and a lot of interesting characters come through town. I'd also think in the West, anything, people are feel free to express themselves out here and be their own people, and there's some good characters.